Every sip of Coca-Cola brings you closer to the excitement of the FIFA World Cup 26. Because nothing compares to the joy. So grab a Coke and drink in the FIFA World Cup 26. No purchase necessary. 13 plus in 50 U.S. states and D.C. with a web-enabled device. Ends March 1st with 8 entry periods. Rules at cokeurl.com/soccer rules.
What's going on, everybody? Happy Independence Day, first of all. It's not Independence Day yet, but it is going to be real soon. So I hope everyone out there is going to have a great, safe, happy, go-lucky holiday week and weekend, and celebrating a beautiful holiday of when we turned around and decided to tell them fucking redcoats to shove it by declaring our independence from the tyranny of Great Britain. I really hope that all of you guys out there celebrating the birth of the greatest country in the entire world, and honestly that the world has ever seen. America does rule. I hope all you guys are out there having a great time enjoying how much we do rule as a country, actually. So while you're out there, I just hope you guys are reflecting on the fact that, you know, this country was born from a bunch of honestly kids. A lot of them were pretty young too. A lot of the founding fathers were quite young compared to today's standards. But just reflecting on the fact that a bunch of guys got together and said, you know what, Great Britain, you guys can suck my fucking ass, and we're not going to pay your taxes, and we want to be free to make our own decisions, and eventually tax the ever-living shit out of our own people. You know, your taxes are too high. We don't want them going across the seas, but we'll tax the shit out of them. Just give us a couple hundred years, and we'll get right back to it. But that is neither here nor there. America does rule. We do have, taxes, obviously, and that does suck, but I guess that's the price you pay to live in civilized society, right? Am I right? Anyway, I really do hope you guys are out there having fun, being safe, and having a good time this week and weekend. So there's that. But this week, I have on my good friend Justin Adams. Justin is a country music singer. He's a singer-songwriter down in Nashville, Tennessee. And I met Justin during that Leupold Range Week that I went to, and had an absolute blast of a time at. And Justin and I really just hit it off. I feel like we became pretty good friends while we're out there. So he's a great guy, super fucking funny, very down to earth, and he's just one of the guys, you know. So we talk about some gun stuff, talk about the Leupold thing. We kind of get to know Justin as a podcast, I guess. So I hope you guys enjoy it. And he does have a new single out that we talked about quite a bit, actually. So we talk about his singing career and his songwriting career and all that good stuff. But one big thing is his new song. Let me find it real quick. It's the Cowboy Never Rode Away. New single, just came out. I hope you guys look it up and listen to it and stream it, or download it, or buy it, or whatever anyone does with music anymore. But he's a very, very talented artist, makes great music. He's kind of takes country music back to the older days of like his sound. I would say probably like 90s-ish sound. So if you guys are into 90s country and that kind of stuff, then check out Justin Adams. He's absolutely fucking great and just a great guy, and works with Leupold and on their stuff and everything else. So he's just a real good dude. That's all I can say about that. So I hope you guys enjoy the episode. And oh my gosh, dropped my fucking phone. But I hope you guys enjoy this episode. I had an absolute blast. And like I said, Justin, he's a really easy guy to talk to. So you guys will see that. But on to the partners of Victory Drive. This podcast, as always, brought to you by Grizzly Coolers. Grizzly Coolers is your kind of, I guess, the leader in, I say this every week, I should probably change it up a little bit, but they are the leaders in the hard side coolers, and they're just awesome guys behind that brand. Make outstanding fucking coolers, outstanding drinkware. Everything they touch turns to gold, and if you want your shit to stay nice and cold, then get a Grizzly Cooler. If you want to be super comfortable while you're out there hunting over a beautifully managed, manicured food plot, don't be hunting out of some bullshit fucking hunting blind. Use a grizzly hunting blind because it's the utmost in comfort and the utmost in stealth. Very, very quiet hunting blind. Ultra quiet. Nothing will smell you. Nothing will see you. It's almost like, have you ever been out hunting and you just really wish, like, man, if only I was fucking invisible, then I would quit getting picked off. Well, consider this your basically invisibility cloak. Grizzly hunting blinds, they keep you hidden and they keep you comfortable when you're out there in the in the bad weather. We'll say I was trying to use an A+ word, but I failed because I'm fucking stupid. So check out Grizzly hunting blinds, Grizzly coolers, Grizzly drinkware, and they also have great merch. So check out Grizzly Coolers. Use code WCB for 15% off. I hope they like that. I made a lot of really big claims for Grizzly, so obviously you guys know I'm kind of just joshing around with some of those, but honestly, their hunting blinds are the shit. You should check them out if you're in the market for them. So also Black Ovis. Black Ovis is your one-stop shop for all your outdoor hunting and camping and hiking needs. If you're a backcountry hunter, check out Black Ovis, and if you are a backcountry hunter and you haven't checked out Black Ovis already, then shame on you. Shame on you, because Black Ovis fucking rules. They have really, really good stuff. They also make really good clothing and other apparel, and they also have damn near everything you could ever ask for. That's high quality hunting gear on their website from all sorts of different brands and stuff too. Just really killing it out there, Black Ovis is. So check them out if you're in the market for some new hunting gear and all that good stuff. You can also use code VICTORY at checkout and save some coin with Black Ovis. And also Mountain Ops. Mountain Ops is a supplement brand, outdoor supplement brand. They make really, really good supplements, and I use their Ignite mostly and their Hydrate, and I use their creatine for a bit there too, and their pre-workout is also pretty damn good. So if you guys are in the market for some new supplements to get your fat ass to the gym and need some motivation in the mornings to get out there, check out Mountain Ops and use code VICTORY at checkout to save some coin and also feed the hungry. Mountain Ops not only wants you to become less fat, but they also want malnourished people to get a little bit more fat. So they're trying to pack on some pounds for the people that are starving. And while you're shedding your pounds, you're actually, I think about it, use Mountain Ops, take your fat and give it to the needy. So that's what you're basically doing when you buy shit from Mountain Ops. And as your fat leaves your body, you will almost be artificially giving it to people that need a little bit more body fat. So, jeez, I am fucking killing it on these ads, am I not? Oh my gosh. But anyways, use code VICTORY at checkout to save some people from being hungry and also save yourself some coin. That's about it for ad reads today. Like I said, Justin Adams, absolutely fucking great guy, great musician, great songwriter. And before I turn it over to the episode, I'm going to leave you with his new song. I'm just going to see if it plays through the microphone here just a little bit. And that's about all I'm going to play there. I don't know if that shit's copyrighted, but I would hope Justin wouldn't flag this podcast for playing a little bit of his song before he gets on the podcast and talks. So, everyone, without further ado, welcome Justin Adams to the podcast. Woo! Justin Adams, how the fuck are you doing, buddy?
I am, I'm trying to get my headphones put in, and then I'll be a lot better so we can have better audio for you.
Hey, all right. Well, I don't know if the headphones will really come across on my end very well, but whatever makes you feel better.
Do these not work well?
Holy shit. You're right. You have a little microphone in there, don't you?
Yeah, no, they're not the earbuds. They're the full on like cabled headphones.
Oh, see, those are great actually. So
yeah,
I was doing a podcast with one guy, and the audio just went to shit. I'm like, what the hell's going on here? Turns out he had his earbuds, and he was using those, and he took those.
Have you seen the like the radiation meters that they'll do on those things?
I haven't seen them, but I've heard like people talking about it.
Yeah, it's kind of wild. I guess it's just any Bluetooth frequency, but I'm like, if I can avoid like that going on in between my ears, I'll do that. So I hardwire. I'm the guy at the gym that's got the wires hanging out.
You know what? I've been contemplating going back to wired headphones for quite a while now, but it's just hard sometimes,
Well, you've got so much. You're a big guy, so there's a lot of distance between your ears and where your phone would be.
There is, yeah.
For your pocket.
yeah. And when I'm doing like squats and shit, it's like I don't like having stuff in my pockets.
You got to get one of those armbands. But then you got cables everywhere.
Yeah, you sure do. So when I was in Afghanistan and Kuwait and stuff, when I was deployed, I rocked wired headphones the whole time there, and that's why I had one of those little cool guy armbands with my iPod in there, especially Afghanistan because I didn't have a smartphone at the time. I think they were like just coming out or something like that. This would be 2010. I don't know. I don't even know what generation iPhone 2010 was, but I just had like an LG NV Touch. It's just a dumb little phone, and I had a little iPod, and I had that in my little armband there. But I remember tucking all the wires in there when I was doing like certain lists and stuff, so it didn't get in the way.
So were you on like vacation in Afghanistan and Kuwait? That's an interesting spot to go for a destination.
Yeah. I mean, I was there for a year. I was studying abroad, actually. So
wow, yeah. What was her name? That broad. Studying.
Yeah.
See what I did there? Such a dad joke.
Yeah.
No, I remember the iPod Mini that you could just clip on your pants.
Yep, I never had that.
We're going back.
I was poor.
The first time I ever watched the TV show The Office was on an iPod, video iPod, in a car heading back from spring break in Florida, and I was like, "What the hell is this show? I don't get it. I don't understand it." And then to come find out, it became one of my favorite shows. You got to get the character development.
Yep.
In there.
Dude, when I first watched The Office, it was the same thing. Like the pilot, I remember the pilot episode. I remember watching that probably like 5 or 6 times, and I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't get into it, and then I kept hearing people talk about how funny it was. I'm like, okay, I just need to burn through the first couple of episodes and see what happens. And that's what it was. You just had to burn through.
Dude, it's one of my favorite shows to this day. It's so fun.
Yeah, my wife and I, we've rewatched it probably fucking, I don't know, half a dozen at least times.
It always drives me crazy when someone's like, well, it's a really good show. You just got to get to season 2 or 3. And I'm like, so you're fucking telling me I have to go through an entire season of dog shit? Like, to get to the good parts? I'm not going to do it.
Not going to do it.
You got to get me in pretty quick. Yeah. Luckily, The Office was pretty quick. Yeah, that's probably one of my favorite shows. We just finished. My wife had never watched any of the Breaking Bad.
Oh.
And dude, this is really weird. I watched all of it until the last like 5 episodes, and then I was like, yeah, no, I'm good.
Yep.
And I never watched the end.
I got the gist.
We rewatched it. Like, it was like, what the hell, dude? Like the best episodes and best season. I just was like, no, I'll just stop here. It's like running a marathon, and you got like half a mile left, and you're like, oh, I guess I'll just quit. Let's do that.
Close enough.
Close enough. Sure, let's call it good here. I don't even want that medal. But no, yeah, we finished it, and then we went to El Camino, and then now we're watching Better Call Saul. So we're just full on dialed in the meth world.
You guys are already probably planning how to build a meth lab.
Dude, I'm so not good at chemistry. The first time I took one chemistry class in my life in college, and I had never taken, in my high school, they didn't require you to take chemistry. So my first chemistry class was college, and the teacher on the first day, she goes, so I'm just going to assume everyone in here has already had chemistry, so I'm going to fly back the basic stuff.
Cool.
I'm going to move past that, and we're going to go ahead and just dive right in. And I was like, excuse me? Dumb football player back here, like, needs some help. on this. Yeah, so I passed, but it was not fun.
No, I've taken 0 chemistry classes. Precisely 0 of them, because in my high school we didn't have to do that either. But I will say, I feel like Breaking Bad, they kind of oversold the whole meth cooking thing. Because I've seen some people in my area that cook meth, and they are not Heisenberg. So you can still make a pretty good living doing that.
Yeah, I think it's the trash meth. Like, he's that 99%, 96% pure. That's why it blew up. Again,
right.
Here we are talking about meth. I've never done it. I've never seen it in person. I hope I never have to. I know it's a big problem, though.
It is it's a very big problem, and I've never done it either. I have seen it, but I've never done it. And, it's just one of those things. I see it, and I see the people that do it. I'm like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm the same way. It's kind of sad how all that stuff. And now there's a massive fentanyl problem. I'm in Nashville, so it's made its way pretty big into here. And I guess a couple weeks ago, there was the new incoming of the crystal or whatever they were doing. Heroin had a bunch of fentanyl in it, and there was a ton of people just dying on over ODs. But just a crazy world. I'm lucky that I've unfortunately I've had some family members get caught up in it, and I've lost a couple family members to overdoses as well as friends and stuff like that. But luckily, I've been able to stay off of it. So
that's good. Yeah, good for you.
It's not like one of those things you like go through a midlife crisis and you're like, dude, I think I'd like to try some heroin right now. You know what? Let's just up the ante. Let's do some meth.
Let's see what happens. Well, and the thing is too, like you're, not to get too gay here, but you're a good looking feller. And I would hate to see that pretty face get all sunken in.
I don't want to lose my teeth.
Yeah, it wouldn't be good. You got nice teeth.
So you know what? I asked Johnny when we were in Oregon for the loophole thing. I asked Johnny. I was like, dude, I've heard this. Like, have you? Because he was an undercover narco for the DEA.
Right.
Yeah. So he, an undercover cop, undercover narco, doing all this stuff. And I was like, bro, did you ever get in a situation where you had to buy some shit from somebody and they were like, well, you got to do it if you're buying it? And he was like, unfortunately, yeah.
Oh.
So he had to get in those. And I heard stories like that, but again, that's not exactly my friend group.
Mm-hmm.
There's a bunch of DEA narcos, even though Johnny, we've actually become friends, and he's a kick-ass killer dude. But that was just mind blowing. And then I'm like, he had to do some shit like that. And I had heard stories. I guess whatever it takes to get the job done.
Yeah, no, that's rough. That's one job. I mean, it would be exciting and all, sure, but I would suck at that.
I'd rather be like a pastry chef and be like, well, I guess I have to try it.
Yeah.
If I'm going to sell this cupcake, I got to eat it.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah, you're doing right. You don't want to be a narco and be like, well, I guess I got to see what it's all about, right?
Yeah. Or like a winemaker, be like, this is good. Let's try this every day.
That'd be fine. I could do that job. That'd be cool, like pastries and wine and stuff. But yeah, meth and heroin and all that stuff. That'd be
hard pass, my friend. Hard pass. Jacob, how you been, man? You been good?
Good, man. Yeah, no, it's been very good. Very busy. Very, very busy between work, family stuff, the podcast and all that, and then just a lot of stuff in the personal life that is happening. It's just there's a lot of irons in the fire, but it's all good stuff, all very, very good stuff, nothing bad, So thank God.
Than being shadow banned.
Well, yeah, but that kind of comes with the territory. I mean, it really took Instagram all of about I think about 6 months. I skated through the first 6 months of having Victory Drive Instagram profile right up and running, and it was going great. I was having good engagement, everything was going great. And in the past 7 or 8 months, it's just been rough, and it's just every post I put out there, it gets shut down, and it doesn't get shut down, it's still there. All my shit is still there. It's just my reach is fucked. Yeah,
dude, it's a growing problem from so many people in our industry. I mean, dude, I posted a picture, that loophole picture, I tagged you in as me and Chad. We were just mounting a shooting rifle, a hunting rifle. And I get a pop on my Instagram that was like, dude, I'm in the music business. That's my number one job. That's my main thing. So, they said, hey, your account is no longer reachable to non-followers. And I was like, holy shit. I have a single coming out next week. I'm like, I can't be unreachable. That doesn't work in my world.
No.
The main driver and the metrics in the music business right now are social numbers and streaming numbers, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all that stuff. All that stuff is our business, and cheers too. That's our reach. That's our living. And I was like, fuck, what do I have to do here? So I had to go and delete the post to clear it off, which again, we're talking hunting rifles, dude. Yeah. And again, it doesn't matter what it is, if it's a handgun, a pistol, a center rifle, a rimfire, like a center, it doesn't matter like what it is. It could be a little 22, it could be your grandpa's Remington.
Dude, it could be a toy gun.
Yeah, but
it doesn't matter.
They'll limit you. And dude, so I don't know if you saw this post. There was a bunch of protesters in Canada that were protesting some duck hunters. So what they'll do is these protesters will go, like, let's say you've got public land access and you're hunting a lake on the flyway. These protesters will follow you to where you're hunting, and then they'll kayak all over the water you're hunting in. And they've got bright clothes, and they're making noise, and they're scaring the birds away. And they've also got a thing. It's illegal to collect a dead animal, but if you shoot a duck and it's still flapping on the ground, they will go take that. And there is some law or some clause that says it's still a living animal. I'm going to quote unquote save it. And then they take your food from you.
This is in Canada?
I believe it was Canada.
Oh, fuck. See, that's illegal in the United States. You can't, you can't harass hunters. Yeah.
Yeah. So I commented on it and I said, what a bunch of nutbags. There was nothing derogatory. There was no, and this is like an outdoor magazine post. And I was like, there was no cussing, nothing like that. I tried to post it. Jacob, this is how fast these algorithms work. Mm-hmm. I tried to post it and then immediately commented, this goes against our community guidelines. Let us know if you want to appeal this comment or you have to edit it to not be derogatory. And I'm like, dude, it didn't even post yet. So there's clearly there's movements on what we're doing. And I just honestly think, it's crazy that, and again, ask anybody in the outdoor and the hunting world. These gun companies, rifle companies, decoy companies, people that are influencers, bow hunters, riflemen, like anything, and they'll tell you their reach is fucked. Yep. And I truly think that there is just madness out there that we can post about damn near naked people.
Yep.
Some of these girls and guys can be damn near naked online. They can talk about anti-God, anti-Christ stuff. They can go against religion. They can destroy property via, all these things. It's just, I don't believe in it. I don't think it's right. I think there's a movement to suppress all that stuff. I have friends that are chefs in the outdoor world that have 2,000 followers. They're not even doing it full time. And they're like, all my accounts are suppressed. So
yeah,
I do think the information, they don't, the older you get, the more you become aware. It's funny you said, well, I didn't have to take chemistry in high school. Well, honestly, why would really anybody have to take a year of chemistry if you're not going to be a chemist? Mm-hmm. Why, all these certain things. That could be we could talk for hours and hours and hours, but I think they don't want us to be aware. They don't want us to know, and have an upper hand or an advantage, being able to provide for ourselves. And because it's going to be an interesting way. There's going to be a few ways that goes on harassing those hunters, and it'll be interesting to hear, how they deal with that. But yeah, it's mind blowing, man. So I'm sorry you're dealing with that suppression just as I am, and just as a lot of people are. But people are still growing. People are still making a living at it. So I think there's still, it's still there. It's just harder to find. Yeah,
there is still hope. But the thing is, it's like if you're going to be in the firearm world or the hunting world, this is something getting into it, that it's going to happen at some point. And you can appeal and you can do all these things and stuff like that, but it's just going to keep happening over and over and over again. So for me, it's like with every post, basically no shit, every single post I do, then they actually just hit me on my bio for some reason. And all I said in there was like, bringing the hunting and, Victory Drive, a podcast about wanting to bring the hunting community and the 2A community closer together, kind of thing. And that got 2A,
man, they're going to stamp you.
Yeah. Is a twofer, is the hunting and the 2A part. So they double got me on that. And then it's like, and every post I post just goes straight to that little trash bin of like, hey, we can't do this, your account's fucked, kind of thing. And you can't be reached anyone outside of your followers and stuff. So really, but the only thing we can rely on is each other, in my opinion, where sharing each other's stuff, that still gets out there to other people and other people's followers and stuff. But it does suck. But at the same time, like, I knew it was coming, so it doesn't really hurt my feelings a lot. It sucks, and it's something that I want to talk about make more, I guess, public to some people and everything else. And it is mind blowing. Like after I posted on my story, I think it was yesterday, and I had a shit ton of people just like, yep, me too. I'm like, holy fuck. And I went and like looked at some of their profiles, and they're like super milk toast, like nothing wrong with them at all. And like, yeah, me too. I'm like, holy shit, dude. They are really coming after everyone on all sides, honestly, that have anything to do with honestly hunting, and especially the firearm side. Like Instagram doesn't want anything to do with it.
Yeah, I mean, if you had 1A or 4A or 13A in your profile, would it be different? But you had 2A, you know. There's obviously a massive anti-2A movement, and again, there's always going to be a movement against something. 'Tis the times, you know. I think it's we just have more optics on everything right now. So, but yeah, unfortunately, that is what it is. And I think, you know, dude, it was crazy because when I found out who was going on that loophole event with you and I was like, I got the list and I was like, cool, I'm going to look everybody up who we're going with. Some names I recognized, some I didn't. You know, dude, I had to type in
me. I'm probably the only one.
No, there was a few. I mean, there was actually quite a few people. You know, it's funny when I saw Greg Ritz, I'm like, I don't know who Greg Ritz is, and I'm oh, that's Greg Ritz. Oh, gotcha. Just didn't know his name. Knew what his show was called. But yeah, there was Chad Mendez, perfect example. I had to type his Instagram handle in perfectly just to find him. Yeah. You know, sometimes you just get like a suggested. I could type Chad Mint. I mean, the dude's got 1 million followers. He's a professional fighter. You normally type one in and it gets suggested. No, I had to type it in exactly, and not even his name exactly, his Instagram handle exactly, just to find him.
Dude,
you know, so it was not hard, not easy.
Yeah, but all the fake accounts popped up right away.
Oh, 100% all the fake accounts popped up.
Yeah,
it was
his
6,
account.
10 Chad Mendez. I'm like, dude, he's got to have more followers than that. Like, and then you look at it and you're like, oh my God, you're running like an actual business through your stuff. And but yeah, I think it's silly. Whatever, it is what it is. The thing that I have to worry about in my world is, you know, it's one of those things. It's tough to have a couple things. One, they're messing with our livelihood. You know, this is how we put food on the table. But you know, with me and music, it messes those numbers up as well. And so I've got buddies in the hunting world that you just have to limit how you do it. But again, to your point, you just have to understand, hey, this is just the world we live in, and probably we can't do anything to change it. So we just have to keep driving forward and hope that, you know, the community continues to grow, and I think it is. And you just kind of have each other's backs.
And a lot of people are much more savvy than I am. You know, like Garand Thumb, he's a big gun YouTuber guy. He's got millions of followers and millions of subscribers on YouTube and stuff like that. But the thing is, I'm all of his, I shouldn't say all of his Instagram followers, but he won't pop up either. But he's working his magic through YouTube, and YouTube, that's its own set of shit going on with YouTube. But they are more lenient with the gun industry than like Instagram is or Facebook. So he has a bunch of subscribers from YouTube that follow him over Instagram. So that's one way he does it. And like with me, like Instagram and Facebook and stuff like that and social media, it is important, especially when you're talking to like, potential partners or sponsors for the show and everything else. All that kind of comes into play in the conversation for sure. But at the end of the day, my main goal is the podcast, and is just trying to get it out there is the tough part, So I'm trying to focus my efforts on the podcast and doing things, and just like, I guess, traditional networking, like going to a loophole event and meeting all you guys and stuff like that was huge especially for a small guy like me. Like, it was awesome meeting all you guys and becoming friends with a lot of you guys and everything else. Like, this kind of stuff, like traditional networking, is more important, in my opinion, still to this day than social media is anyways. But it wouldn't hurt to, not be limited and drowning in the whole algorithm stuff, but it is what it is.
I think you just have to kind of keep what you're doing and kind of what we're all doing and just hit it from every angle.
Yep.
One of them's bound to pop. They all have their own. Obviously, Facebook and Instagram are the same company. Twitter is its own thing. And now it's obviously it's way better now than it used to be. X, sure. I should call it X. And then TikTok as well. But yeah, I like the face to face. as well, man. But dude, Loophole's fun. You're a great shooter.
Dude.
That was awesome.
Thanks, man. You are too. That was awesome. Everyone was great shots. Honestly, I think everyone did a really good job. And that was such a fun event. And I did do a podcast with Working Class Boner Podcast like not too long ago. It hasn't come out yet, but by the time this episode comes out, it might have came out already. But
like Inception stuff.
Yeah, kind of like being in the podcast world is kind of weird. Sometimes when you're pre-recording episodes and then they come out, but I talked about it pretty in depth on the Working Class Boner Podcast and about like my experience with at the Loophole range and range week and all that stuff. But man, that was such a blast. Like learned a lot of things I forgot and needed to brush up on. And just meeting all you guys and having a good time is such a I can't express enough. That was such a fun event.
Yeah, I learned that I've essentially just been holding the gun my entire life wrong.
Yeah.
I was like, thumb on where? I put my thumb on top? Well, that doesn't even make sense. It's like, hey, you're pulling. I was like, well, it's still a dead deer. And he's like, yeah, but you're not at, it's going to start messing with you at 800 yards. I'm like, well, good thing I never shoot 800 yards. But no, just that simple grip adjustment, made the world of difference.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, just bottom line, it was just fun. I felt like that was such a good crew. Everybody got along.
Mm-hmm.
There truly wasn't a bad egg in that bunch, and it was an awesome learning experience and fun. And hopefully we can I'll do it again sometime soon, because that'd be neat.
Yeah, it would be. It'd be a lot of fun. But because I did the same thing that you did when the list came out and I was looking through the names. I was like, okay, well, Taylor and Matt Jury, I don't know them personally, but I know of them. And, I met Greg Ritz, no shit, less than a month before that Loophole range week. So I knew him. And, everyone else, I knew of Chad Mendez, and Johnny Utah, and I didn't know of Stetson before either, or you, because I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not, I listen to country music, but all the country music I listen to is old, like Johnny Cash era shit.
You're going real old.
Yeah.
Okay. So 70s, 60s, 70s.
Back when country music was more,
country,
I guess, yeah, country, but closer. Like if it was going to cross genres, it would have crossed into rock rather than hip hop. So
yeah,
it was very different back then. That's the kind of country, like the old school, like Marty Robbins, like all the like old school country guys, like the murder ballads and that kind of stuff, the old cowboy days. Like that's the kind of country music I listen to the most. Like I pretty much just swore off like a lot of radio country just because it's so fucking just, I don't know, watered down, I guess. It's the same kind of thing. It's got more of a recycled sound over and over, kind of taking
it's pretty cookie cutter.
Yeah, kind of taking a page out of pop music and hip hop music, and kind of taking a page out of their book a little bit with the whole business side of things. But after meeting you and stuff, I started listening to music, obviously, and I will say you are awesome, dude. I fucking love your music, and everything you put out is very much like, I wouldn't take it as far back as like, Johnny Cash era country music, but it's far enough. Like you have much different, it doesn't sound like just if it came on the radio, I would listen to it and be like, oh, this is different, cool. It'd be refreshing to hear is what I'm saying. So man, I do appreciate it.
That's awesome. I really, really kind words, man. Thank you. Yeah. It's my kind of, I didn't grow up on Johnny Cash and Haggard and Jones, and everybody here is like, man, that's the thing. And I'm like, they're great. And I listen to them now. I just wasn't exposed to it when I was a kid. My dad growing up riding around the truck, we had what was on the radio then, and it was late 80s, 90s country music. So it was a lot of George Strait and Brooks and Dunn and Garth Brooks and Dwight Yoakam, Vince Gill, honky tonk, kind of honky tonk country growing up in the 90s with Joe Diffie and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And then I moved here and kind of started peeling that onion back and going a little farther back to Don Williams, and then getting into the Haggards and the George Joneses. But man, I got caught up, in the middle of my career, early in my career of, you come to Nashville with dreams in your eyes, and you're kind of like, I'll do anything to make this work. And you kind of chase the radio. It's easy to do. And, I got kind of caught up in that kind of pop country-ish. I still was always country. I moved to town with a cowboy hat on. And at that time, 2010, 14 years ago, I mean, no one was wearing cowboy hats.
Mm-hmm.
And now everybody's got cowboy hats on again. And it's crazy. I mean, they were like, dude, you probably should lose the cowboy hat. Even John Party wasn't wearing a cowboy hat, believe it or not.
Oh,
Go
really?
back to his very first single, his very first record, he don't have a cowboy hat on.
Oh, no
now,
shit.
John's cowboy. Yeah, it's just, I'm not saying, and John's a buddy of mine, I'm not saying he's not cowboy or country, because he is, but that's just what it was at the time. I mean, you couldn't find enough cowboy hats to count on one hand back then, and it was very Sam Hunt, Florida Georgia Line kind of times back then. And again, they put great music out, and so I got kind of caught up trying to do that, and it just wasn't right. It didn't feel comfortable, and so later on in my career, I've kind of gone back to a little more original, kind of back to my roots, back to the beginning of what I like. And at the bottom line, I'm singing these songs every night. It has to be what I like, and believable and true to me. And it's been fun kind of getting back to that kind of twang stuff. And that stuff's, the honky tonk shuffles are easy for me to write. They're easy for me to sing. They're natural. They're real. And I'm excited because I just put a new one out. I guess I don't know when this is going to air, but June 21st, it was The Cowboy Never Rode Away.
Yeah.
And that was a cool song that I got to write and record and produced it myself. And I grew up in oh man, thank you. I grew up in a cool story about the cover art on that. So the cover of that picture of that Cowboys, that is my great uncle, Jack Kirk. He was a world champion calf roper, sorry. He did some steer roping too, but he world champed on calf. But yeah, took that picture out of a newspaper clipping from the 50s, and put that in the picture. And it's been awesome to honor him with this. And, I grew up going out to Uncle Jack's ranch, riding horses and doing that stuff. So it was good to kind of be exposed to that. He died when I was a teenager, but yeah, music is so wide now, and it's so easy to put stuff out. I mean, dude, Jacob, I could hand you, you could just play a GarageBand keyboard on your phone, put a little guitar to it and bass on your phone, and you could ship that to Spotify. It's that easy.
Yeah.
Now, are people going to listen to it? Is it going to be good? No, that's not the conversation I'm having. I'm just saying it's so easy to release stuff. So to your point on Watered Down, there's so much in the pipeline, and there's always so much. So I think if you're trying to do it false, and kind of trying to be someone you aren't, people are going to recognize that so fast. That's why there's this massive movement with artists like Zach Brown and Charles Wilson Godwin and Morgan Wallen and these guys that are kind of doing real shit. And people love that. They're like, this is authentic. This is real. Turnpike Troubadours, Red Clay Strays. People feel Charlie Crockett. We go down the line, and people are really wanting that raw realness. So, there's always going to be the cookie cutter radio stuff, and a lot of people like it, a lot of people don't. And I've learned a long time ago that it's I have my what I like and what I don't like, but man, if someone's out there chasing it and putting it down and putting it out, it may not be for me, but good for you, because this job's hard.
Yeah, I could definitely see that, dude. And just to hit on what you were saying, doing what you like, and because you're playing the songs all the fucking time and everything else, doing songs that you enjoy playing and stuff like that is so huge, because as a listener you do notice that stuff. And a lot of times in the music industry, from what I've seen, especially when they become big celebrities and stuff, they're not relatable. And it's not because they're not relatable, not because of the sole reason that they're rich and famous. It's also because they're not ever who they are. They're playing an act. Whenever they're out in public, they're putting on a facade. And this goes for every celebrity, whether it's an actor or a huge like Taylor Swift or something like that. It's those people from a normal person's perspective, those people aren't necessarily real all the time. And when you see people get famous based off of them being themselves, it is refreshing, and it's good. It's awesome to see, but it's just that you can pick that stuff out pretty easily, I think, and especially with actors, because they're literally playing someone else all the time. So it's and you see the child actors when they get roped up with drugs and all this other stuff too, because they never really understand and figure out who they are. They're too busy playing someone else. So it's a tough road, especially when you start getting money thrown at you and say, well, shit, I got to keep doing this because that's what's paying the bills,
Yeah, it's funny. You look at, like, I go back and look at Lady Gaga. She was nuts, but dude,
Oh yeah.
everyone paid attention to her.
Yep.
And that's marketing 101. Miley Cyrus. I mean, you go down the line with all that stuff. Look at when David Bowie did his thing, or why Prince was so magical. The good thing is, pop does have some characters and a little more of the kind of act stuff. Country music has been, man, I'll be honest, I've been fortunate to meet some of my heroes. They say, "Oh, never meet your heroes."
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I've had nothing but good experiences with mine in country music, and I think that there's a difference there. It's you do get a lot of people that are very real and raw, and they're all kind of cut from the same cloth that we are. So it's like Cody Johnson, perfect example. He sings about rodeos because, dude, that guy can rodeo, and he did. I mean, he was a rodeo cowboy. I mean, I saw a video of him today roping, team roping. So when you hear him sing about that shit, it's like, no, you did it, and you are who you are and who you sing about. So, man, I appreciate you kind of saying good things about my stuff, because it's it's one of those things, you put it out and you go, people might like it, they might not, and it's, as long as I can hang my hat on it, that's
Well, it's tough, man. Like you said, it's a very tough job. It's a tough job because, especially as a singer songwriter, because as far as I'm tracking, like, you predominantly write all of your own music. Not saying that you don't have other people helping you write and stuff like that, but like, especially with your new single that came out, it's like what am I trying to say here? It just feels real, It feels real. It came from you, and it's like one of those songs where you're listening to it, and it's like, okay, like, this is a guy that's like doing him, I guess, doing his thing, and this is what he enjoys doing. You can hear your, I guess, passion in that song a little bit more than some other songs and stuff. And I'm not trying to trash on other artists and stuff out there, but like, when you're putting your heart and soul into something like that, and you're putting it out there to the general public to criticize, essentially either praise or criticize, like, it's a tough job, man. It's a very, very tough job. So I can see it.
Yeah, you can't please everyone, and I think that was one thing I had to get over, and it took a long time to get over. Is you're not going to make everybody happy,
No.
And if you try, you're going to fail.
Yep.
So you got to dig your heels in and be like, this is what I like. And again, you can trust your advisors and your team and things like that. Don't get me, your producer and people that are on the same page as you. But at the end of the day, you're the one singing it. I mean, imagine if you released a song and you're like, God dang it, I don't like this song. It's dog shit, but my team's telling me to put it out. And that fucking song hits, and you got to sing that every night for the rest of your life. Mm-hmm. Now, to the other side of that coin, might make a shit ton of money.
Mm-hmm.
And you can kind of be like, I don't love the song, but I'm getting paid a whole bunch of money to sing it. So there's kind of some, counter on that. But I've been writing the past during COVID, that shut our world down, big time. So I started writing a lot by myself. And I had not done that in a long time. Nashville is very built on co-writing, and, you go into a room, with one other person or two other people every day, and you're trying to chase down a song, and, whether it starts with a melody or a groove or a lyric. During COVID, we didn't have that a lot, and it went to Zoom, which is a very non-romantic way to work.
Yeah.
Especially in our world of, you're trying to be very, kind of very creative and
well, it's
kind of intimate and things like that.
Yeah,
it's personal, so it's hard to just do that on a computer. You want people you want the energy in the room. You want the people around you.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, well, if I can't make that work, I'm just going to rap by myself. And it was therapeutic. It was great. So a lot of these songs I've been putting out, and I have now, are things that I've written by myself, and it's always fun to kind of have a solo write in that, because those are kind of the rare ones.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude. So I gotta ask, so is this kind of the way the music industry kind of goes to, wherever you're at with it? Are you put out singles until you can compile them into an album, or is it like you put out a couple singles here and there, and then you sit down and you write an album? Or how's that, I guess, album versus like putting out singles? How's that all meshed together?
It's all different. There's, and one thing I did learn is there's no rules. This is a crazy business, man. Like, there is no model, no system, no formula, no machine, no rules, nothing. Everything exists differently. You could name me 20, and I'll know this because this is how I used to research shit when I moved to town. Is you could give me 20 artists, and I will probably be able to tell you how they got their record deal, how they've made their success, and what they did. I researched this stuff, and not any of them are the same. There's no two. I mean, dude, Jake Owen, he moved to town, and like his first week in town, he opened a bank account. And the lady was like, "Oh, what do you do?" And she's like, "I'm a country music singer." She's like, "Oh, cool. My uncle or my friend or whatever." And he's like, "Well, here's a CD. Like, check it out." Dude, he got a record deal like in his first week. Like, that never happens. That never happens. You look at Garth Brooks. Garth Brooks moved to Nashville and said, "Nope, I'm not doing this shit." And he moved home.
Oh, really?
Jason Aldean had his fucking bags packed. And he was like, "I got this one last show and this is it. And then I'm going back to Georgia." And he got his record deal on that show. They're all different. It's just wild how it works. But anyways, on the album, like writing thing, there's just no rules. Everybody does it different. You have artists like that are kind of the true album artists, guys like Chris Stapleton. Willie Nelson was always that way. That's a different era, so that's hard to compare it to what we're doing now. What we're doing, what now is the business of? It's a business of singles because you need a constant. It's like playing a video game and you keep dying. Well, it's like, well, you can keep playing if you just keep putting more coins in. It's like you're at the arcade, you got a bag of coins, and you're like, dude, I keep getting killed in this game. New coin, and I can start from where I'm at. But if you run out of coins, you're like, shit, I'm over. I got to start at the beginning. That's how the algorithms and the machine feeds in this world. So a lot of ways, singles are a good thing. It's like a double-edged sword, man. Like singles are a good thing because you have a constant feed of things to talk about, content to post, and you can keep delivering and delivering and delivering. Now, are you going to build lifelong artists, lifelong fans of your craft and artistry? If you do that, I don't know. Like, I also had to learn, like, you kind of have to ask yourself the question, like, if someone was like, "Hey, I want to move to Nashville, do you have any advice?" I'd be like, "What kind of artist do you want to be? Like, do you want to sell out stadiums? Do you want to sell out theaters? Do you want to be like, I'm just comfortable, I don't know, just maybe touring 30 shows a year, playing coffee houses?" They're all great, and they're all honorable, and they're all real. But there's different approaches to each one. So I do, the artists I listen to more now, and the season I'm in, is I love album artists that are true artists, guys that are writing concept records, stories and pictures of their life in concept. So there's an artist named Steven Wilson Jr. You've probably never heard of him. Maybe you have. He's great. But he writes, like, dude, he put this record out a couple years ago. In 22 songs on this thing. Holy shit. And he's around our age. So he sings, he's a little older actually. He sings about shit that, like, it's just nostalgia for me. And I'm like, God dang, like, I feel this. I connect with this. This is way better than, getting drunk in a truck bed and picking up chicks on the lake, which is fine. There's a time for that. Yeah. But my season where I'm in, I was like, I want that. I want to feel something. I want to fucking hurt. Like I want to go back to my life, my childhood. So guys like Turnpike Troubadours, and I grew up in Oklahoma, so when they sing about little towns and highways and places, like, it just immediately transports. It's a transport module for me. So I'm just in a little more of my less party days, more nostalgic days. I mean, I have a son that's 4 and a daughter that turns 1 on Friday, so I'm not really going out as much as I used to. Yeah. Which is great because I get to spend that time with my wife and my family, which is what I love more than anything in this world. So yeah, I'm in an interesting position where I'm releasing singles right now, but I'm working on an album. But I know that's a long answer to your question, but everything is different, and everybody is different. But I love, dude, when you get artists that are like, I'm an album artist, and you can kind of get a glimpse into their life, because one song's not going to do it. 2 songs aren't going to do it. Even an EP, which is anywhere from 3, 4, 5, 6 songs, might do it a little bit. But, like, give me the album. Give me the songs that are not going to radio, that tell me a story of your life and who you are, and whether they're weird about, like, my grandpa, your grandpa, or some chick you used to date, or your brother, or buddies from back home. Like, I love that stuff. So that's kind of in the world. Miranda Lambert's a great album artist. And again, Stapleton, he does it so well. That guy could sing a damn Chinese phone book and it sound about as good as it gets. But so it's just kind of all different.
That's cool. Well, that's a good answer. I'm glad you gave that answer. It was long, but it was good. So
well, it's different. It's just different now. Like back in the day, like you didn't do what we did.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, Willie Nelson, dude, I think he's put out an album or two every year of his life.
Yeah.
Or since he's been a professional pro, which is, he started really, really early. But
and back then is life on the road and tour until you make it or you die kind of thing. It's like, if that's what you want to do. But now it's just like you were saying with the social media and stuff like that. It's like you can do it. It's just different. You still have to work. You still have to work your ass off. You still have to do a lot of things and jump through a lot of hoops and make sacrifices and all that stuff. But it's just you have to adapt to the times. Like touring still gets it done, but it's not like if you're not using social media and stuff like that too, then you're not going to reach near the audience. And that's what we're talking about with being shadow band and stuff like that. It sucks, especially when that is your livelihood, because I'm sure that comes into plays a factor in the music industry way more than I probably even imagine as far as like social media goes. But
yeah, it'd be silly not to kind of get on that train. But I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
No, you're good. It would be silly not to use all the tools at your disposal, I guess, in order to pursue what you're trying to accomplish. Is really all I was trying to say, I guess, about that.
Yeah, there's a band called Red Clay Strays, which are blowing up right now, and I think they only had like, I don't know, 5, 10, 25, 50,000 followers a year ago, and now they're pushing probably 1 million. They just opened for Rolling Stones, but it's funny because they've been a band for 8 years hitting the road, and they just now hit. It's different. Yeah, like you really don't have to go. Like when I moved to town, it was like the first thing we did was get in a van and go tour the country and get our name out there and get exposed. It's just different now.
Yep.
Honestly, why would I just go out and check out random bands if I could just do it on my phone in the comfort of my own house? And it's cheap, and the world's expensive right now. So like, it's one of those things that it's kind of silly not to go like, well, I'm just going to blow this shit up on TikTok and Instagram and Facebook because it's a tool that I have available to me and it's free to do. I mean, you put a little money into content and creating good quality stuff, but it's been wild, man. TikTok's silly. That thing, dude, shit. Yeah, that's wildfire on that site. I mean, things happen so quick on there, and I think it's just it's kind of fun, and you can look at it a different way. Like, as my therapist would say, what kind of window are you looking at the world out of? And you can look at it of like, well, I'm not going to do this square one moves around one, crescent moon like an outhouse. And I was like, well, you can look at it like the shitty, pissed off, like I'm not getting on this social media thing. It's dumb, blah, blah, blah. And I don't need it. Or you could kind of, be like, well, I mean, it could change the game for anybody.
Yeah.
And it's a kind of a hard pill to swallow sometimes because it's, it's just one of those things you kind of have to you got to do it. And I have to remind myself all the time. I tell my wife all the time, like, God dang it, I kind of want to have to film myself doing it. And she's like, cool, then go get a job at Home Depot.
Touche.
And I'm like, well, not anything wrong against Home Depot, Burger King, McDonald's, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, go get a real job.
Go get a normal job.
Where you're not your own boss.
Yeah, exactly.
So suck it up. So suck it up and post the fucking video and do it. I'm like, yeah, you're right.
That's one thing I really need to get better at for my stuff is social media. But it does make it hard when you're being shadow banned and all that stuff. But at the same time, like I do have some followers, and I have to. I feel an obligation to put stuff out for them at minimum, and I guess I was going to say something earlier. What was I going to say?
You get guys like Gary Vee that are wild. He's like, you got to post 4 times a day on TikTok.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, out your mind.
Yeah, you're crazy, dude. You're crazy.
Watered down content.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. What you got?
So I was just we were talking about touring and stuff a little bit ago. So I have a friend, Cody Christian. He's a country music singer, actually. And he quit his job, was this last year, I think, or something like that. They want him to shave his beard. And he's like, I'm not going to do that. So he quit and started pursuing music because he's, been playing for, a while before that and everything else. He's like, I'm just going to hit the road and, I'm not getting any younger. So I'm just going to hit the road and see what happens. And he's been touring his ass off and playing all sorts of shows all over the country, just, driving 12 hours one way to play a show for, 3-4 hours and, hangs out, does his thing, then drives another, 16 hours to the next place, like just going all over the place. But that's the one thing that he's doing too, is like with the social media thing. It's like, I've noticed with other, I'm not saying he does this or you do this necessarily. What I've noticed with like a lot of, I guess, musician, is like social media pages, they will post like the same song or the same clips from songs like multiple times and doing like different videos to it. Then you'll see one where it just goes crazy and has like, millions of views. And then the other like 4 versions of the same song or even the same like part of the song just didn't do shit. Like, have you noticed that with your side? Like, if you're reposting things and doing like a different video to the same song, have you noticed like, oh my gosh, why did this hit so hard? And then all the other ones just fell flat.
Dude, it's, again, I don't know why it happens. My buddy, who's a fellow artist and big hunter in the outdoor world, a guy named Ryan Kinder, he says, social media is a wave, dude. You just have to ride it when it comes in and catch it. So like you can be sitting there in the waves waiting, posting, nothing happens. And that wave comes, boom, and you catch it and it's on. And there's no like, I don't know why, but dude, I see it all the time. I see people that just like have the same video. Dude, there's a funny account. Have you ever heard of 2 cups of milk, please?
2 cups of milk, please?
Dude, this dumbass video of this guy on an airplane, and the flight attendant walks up. She goes, "Hey, can I get you something to drink?" He goes, "I'll take 2 or a glass of milk, please." And she's like, "Well, we don't have milk here." He goes, "Okay, what do you have?" And she says, "I'll take a Coke then." She goes, $4. She's like, "Oh, get out of here." And like, that's the dumbest video in the world. He's asking for milk on a plane. It's self-recorded. It's so stupid. He posts that video, or she, I don't know who it is, every single day. And you go to that account and it's the same video every single day. And that dude's got hundreds of thousands of followers or tens of thousands.
No shit.
And some will blow up and some won't. Some will blow up and some won't. It's just like, I think it's a joke at it. Like, this is dumb, dude. I post the same shit all the time. There is so many things being posted at all times. There is so much stuff like in the mix. You can post shit like constantly. Like, I have buddies that'll go film, like let's say it's coming up on July. They'll film content on July 1st all day long, and they'll run that the whole month. And you just repeat, and some hits and some don't. And it's just,
it's so bizarre.
Yeah, it's a weird thing, but I guess it's, because honestly, like, let's be honest, as fast as we go through our phone and look at our shit, like if someone posts the same thing and you see it like a week later, are you going to go, did I already see this? No. Wait, did I? Huh. That's interesting. and then you just fly past it.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, but this is the other thing about social media is so weird because this one chick popped. So I've actually, this is like a 2-part thing. I want to run past you to see if you see them. But there's this one chick. She was like a marketing member of some company or whatever, and she is literally like in a battle with her boss or something like that. And she's like, "I'm crushing this can in different ways every single day until we hit fucking like 1 million followers or 100,000 followers or something like that." And she's literally just posting videos of the same thing, basically, of her just crushing cans in weird ways and saying how she's going to beat her boss and all this other stuff. It's so silly. It's just dumb shit that makes no sense. But then you look and you're like, wow, yeah, she's got like 500,000 followers or 600,000 followers or something like that. It's like, and she's doing just silly things that don't make any sense whatsoever. And then there's also like a weird dark web part of like Instagram. There's one chick pops up on my algorithm and like, I'm just like rolling through, just doom scrolling through reels. And it's just this blonde, kind of goofy looking chick that says something silly, like some stupid joke that doesn't make any sense. And then it has like, tens of thousands of likes and has, hundreds of thousands of, I guess, views. And then you look at the comments and every single fucking comment is like grotesque. It's like absolutely grotesque. Weird. It's so weird. Like every single one of them, like there's this weird niche of like tens of thousands of people or hundreds of thousands, or thousands of people that whenever she posts something, like their sole job is to go in there and say like, "Oh yeah, funny joke. Now please fart in my mouth until I explode."
Oh my gosh.
Like really weird, bizarre shit, like, but different variants of like, yeah, funny joke. Now do this weird, grotesque thing to me. And it's just constant, like all these comments. And I actually went through, I'm like, this has got to be some sort of like weird cult or something like that. But like every person it was set to a private profile and they had like, they get maybe 100 followers and like 0 posts. So I'm like, are these just bots that caught on to this one chick, or is she like paying a company to do this for or something? I don't understand it. It's so weird.
Yeah, well, like Instagram got busted for like running like a pedophilia thing where people were using code words and keywords to get you backdoor entry into like sex trafficking and pedophilia shit. So like,
like Wayfair.
That's a real thing. Yeah, kind of.
But real.
I will say like on the likes and like views and stuff like that, man. I mean, you can buy likes, you can buy views, you can buy followers. That's no problem.
Yeah.
You can buy as many followers as you want. Now, are they going to convert? So like, even like, let's say I had 10,000 followers and I bought them all. Like I bought 10,000 followers. You check out my profile, like, dude, he's got 10,000 followers. That's pretty good. But then like my reels are not converting. I'm not doing anything. Like my fans from there are not planting over to like Spotify and Apple to listen to my music. But then let's say I have 1,000 followers and those people are super hardcore fans and they blow my shit up and they pay my bills.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's all different. Like I used to get caught up in the followers and the likes and stuff like that. I'm like, I don't care about likes or followers. Like I just need conversions. And the whole point of all of this, of blowing stuff up, is it's a business, create a business, to earn money, to earn income. So like if I have a shit ton of followers and a bunch of people just like following me, but not like listening to my music or buying my tickets to my show, and well, I mean, if they're a fan to be there, that's fine. But like, I only want people to follow me because they're a fan of me and fan of my music and they support my music. And it's not just a money thing, but I'm just saying like just supporting my business.
We want real people.
So I see people out there all the time. Yeah. They just have thousands, hundreds of thousands, and like to your point, like it's all bots. It's all bot driven. I mean, they have bot systems now where you can go pay. They're called computer farms, and they just have like 100,000, whatever. I don't know how many computers set up, and then they just type your song in, and then they'll stream it, and you'll just build your streams up. Now, Spotify and Apple and them, they're cracking down on all that, and you can get in big trouble and have your shit taken down off all that stuff. But again, like, I mean, it's just like going into ads, and like you can go and throw money at Facebook ads and Instagram ads, and you're going to get your reach bigger up there and all that stuff. But
I can't do that. But yeah, people can.
No, I don't do it. I've never done that. But it depends. Well, if we have a release, certain things.
What I mean is like I can't do it. I can't do ads.
Oh, they don't let you?
No, because I'm banned.
Oh, that's right.
I tried.
Unbanned, man.
Well, yeah, no, I did try running an ad once. It was actually for the Greg Ritz episode I did. I'm like, I want to try running it as an ad, I guess, and try to get some more viewership for him, with Thompson Center and all that stuff. And they just wouldn't let me. They're like, oh, you can't because, you do things that we don't like. So
that's nice.
Yeah, yeah. But no, that is a viable option, and it does get out there, and it does produce like organic growth and stuff like that too. But what we're saying too is like some people, like, I don't want listeners to listen to this and be like, oh yeah, this is all they care about is like followers and all this other shit. And we've been talking about social media for a little bit, but the thing is, when you're putting stuff out there for free, yes, your time and your viewership is a type of currency. It's been that way since TV and radio have ever been around. That's the way it is. And I notice on like social media, especially, some people get like all butthurt, like, oh well, they just want this because if followers equal money equals business. Like, yeah, you're right. That is how it works. With TV and stuff, if you're not getting viewership, then your show gets canceled. If you're a musician and they put you on the radio, and that radio, and all they do is play songs and music like you play, that radio station goes away because it's not producing viewers anymore. That's the way this stuff works. But it is like when you try making your passion a business, like it is kind of a weird fine line of being like, I want to do something I love. It'd be cool to make some money on it, maybe make a living on it as well eventually. But you also don't want to like mislead and stuff. So I try to be upfront and honest with people. It's like, yeah, your listenership to my podcast or your listenership to your music, it's like, you're right. Like you are paying in a sense, paying us with your I guess viewership and your support that in that realm. So I think the more people that understand that and see that, they're like, oh, okay, well maybe I'll do a little bit more then, because it's not costing me anything to listen. It's costing me time, I guess. So if this podcast does suck ass and you don't want to listen to it, then yeah, don't listen to it. Or if your music sucks and they don't like it, then yeah, don't listen to it. It's not your flavor. But for the people that do listen and stuff, it's like, yeah, it is nice. hearing back from you guys and everything else, and hearing that you enjoy it, but also like it does help like monetarily, because that is what people look at as far as like companies, or I'm sure in your realm, record labels. So
yeah, I've always just wanted to, if I had all the followers in the world, or not many, just if I can hang my hat on producing quality work that I'm proud of, I think if you produce something and produce a product and that people are attracted to and want to see or want to listen to, they'll always find it.
Yep.
Good art is always found.
Mm-hmm.
It might take some time, but it's always found. It'll find its way, man. But
absolutely.
Dude, I gotta get some kids to bed.
Oh, do you? Okay. Okay.
What else you got?
Real quick, I just want you to I just want you to end with, first of all, I want to say thank you for coming on. I really do appreciate this, man. It's been an absolute blast. But what do you have like a thing that, like, a tour schedule coming up anytime soon, or any other way people can support you and I guess listen to your music and all that stuff? Like, what's the best way to reach your stuff?
Yeah, I've got any social media of mine. It's like Justin Adams Country. Will get you there. And all of those will have links to Spotify and Apple Music and Amazon and all that stuff. As artists, our biggest support is just, listening to our music and sharing it. And if you can ever make a show, I'm not touring a ton right now. We've just with the little ones, I kind of pulled my touring back pretty drastically. I wanted to be home and to raise my babies.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've been writing and recording a little more, and I'll continue to have singles out. I'll have another one going back into the studio in the morning to kind of get some stuff finished up. But I'm glad to be here, man. I love getting to know you out there, and I'm honored that you would ask me to spend some time on this. And I hate to sorry to cut it short.
Oh, you're good, man.
Mama's gonna kill me with. I just hear my son losing his shit downstairs. Not losing stuff. He's man. He's all boy.
He's young.
He keeps shooting little plastic bow and arrows at all my taxidermy in the house.
He's a young man. I get it.
He's a young man.
We were all there once. We get it.
Teach him the ways.
Yep. So no, I appreciate it, man. I really do, and it's been an honor meeting you and everything else. So if you ever want to come back on, let me know. If you have anything coming up in the future, just let me know, man. I'm here for you. Whatever you need.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's get it when it maybe gets a little closer to hunting season, and I maybe have a little album in the works. We can chat again, and I'll tell you about all the small does I kill.
Awesome. So, that'd be awesome. I shoot a lot of small does too, so it's perfect.
Fill that freezer, bro. Fill that freezer.
That's right, dude. All right, man. We'll let you go. I appreciate it again.
All right, buddy. Thanks, Dave. We'll see you.